customer experience. We are very happy to see so many people here. And I will start this even though there are people joining as we go. So every day communication is sent out to companies, to their customers, but there are so much information, so it's so easy for us to miss, and it's so easy to not getting this notice rate. And today we will share our experience related to customer experience, of course, but payment experience, which is a part of that, and what is important to consider to be noticed and perceived as a supplier that really cares about their customers. This session will also be recorded, so it can be revisited at a later point. And if you have any questions during the presentation, please put it up in the chat and we will pick it up at the end. And if there are very many questions, we will of course send them out to you at a later point when we also send the applicable material that you received during today. So this is a very nice picture because the user experience, that is an integral part of the customer experience. And it needs also to be adjusted, even though if you have the user who can't tell the story or not. So keep that in mind, that you really should put yourself in the user's shoes, as we say in Swedish. So who are we? Well, my name is Karin Ramsin. I work within product management as pre-sales for the Nordics, and my focus is customer experience. I think that is very important. And with me today, I have Pernilla.
Hello, everyone. My name is Pernilla Hurtig, and I'm responsible for the live Invoice, the product we will talk a little bit about today. And my experience is working with payment solution over 25 years. And Jing, who are you?
Hello, everyone. My name is Jing Yang. I am the Nordic product owner for Live Invoice. I have academic and also quite a lot of work experience related to focusing on the user experience in the past couple of years as well. So I will walk you through at the starting point of this webinar, talking a little bit about user experience. Let's go. I don't know if you have seen this kind of example in the reality where when there is a need of informing. Here it says, please read carefully before using, but it is placed 20 centimeters from the floor and also in very small caps. I am wondering, really, did the manufacturer really think about anyone will read this when they went to toilet? We also have another example. I don't know how many buttons do you really use when you watch TV? And here we have two options. Which one do you prefer here? So basically here, these are the examples from the real life, which really lack of considering the user experience. And also today, we actually prepared a small poll with just one question for all of you. So please have a quick vote based on where you come from and the business where you come from. Oh, I think the response is growing a lot. Quite a lot of people vote for payment, checkout, and also some has voted for UX UI. I also say the delivery time as well. Interesting. Let's wait a little bit more. We have quite more participants. Okay, it seems like almost everybody has voted. That's great. Then let's take a look at the statistics. Say, what about this? Actually, this was a survey McKinsey has conducted recently. And if you look at the left side, this is a survey result when they conducted with the consumer. Basically, what are the main dissatisfaction reason? As you can see on the top is bad UX UI. And on the right side is another survey they conducted with the companies where they have put the focus improving their digital capability, basically where they have spent effort to improve the user satisfaction. As you can see, consumer really matters UX UI as a top reason, which has caused dissatisfaction. However, the company has been down prioritizing the effort for that. So basically, as you can see here, there is definitely a clear opportunity to reshift those investment towards customer key pain points, focusing on improving holistic consumer experience to determine how suitable a product is for. And so it's very obvious. And also, actually in Tietoevry, we also have been listening to the consumer continuously, I would say. And here are a few quotes. We have been doing a consumer survey recently. So here are a few quotes from there. As you can see in these quotes, consumer says they really want to choose their channel of preference when it comes to invoice. And also they would like personalized or relevant offers. And they want invoice information to be clear and also to the point. So I would say we as human beings, we're all human beings. We're different in many ways. And so how can we segment and have the right focus? I would like here invite Karen. Can you share a little bit more about how you work with this?
Yes, I can. Because segmentation, we all know that is a prerequisite in order to become relevant. And historically, segmentation was more based on demographics like gender and age and geographical location and so forth. But it can be quite dangerous to use these parameters like age, for example, because it can be prejudiced basing your assumption on that, because it's not necessarily true that just because you are older, you don't use digital media, for example. So you would need to add to the pie, use additional data analytics to figure out how your customer behaves and what are they type of buying pattern to be more accurate in your segmentation. And that way you can become more relevant and catch your customers' interest and attention. So, but it's not enough to use old data. For example, all of us do customer surveys and we kind of base our assumptions on that. But if you do those big NQI surveys and then you see that it only states what the customers thought at that specific time. And as we all know, things change and they change quite rapidly. And we need to add new data to have up-to-date information. So the thing is, can we ask our customers more what they think is important and what actually annoys them? And perhaps test our solutions more frequently with real customers and also adjust accordingly when we get their input. Because what we are mainly trying to do is make our customers feel that we care about them. They are important customers to us, and we are genuinely interested in adapting to their reality. Another obstacle in this area is, of course, that it can be hard to, since we are cooperating between different departments and the customer experience responsibility are often divided also between these different organizational areas. So either we need to ensure alignment somehow by organizing accordingly, or we need to cooperate in different ways. So transparency, participation, and possibility to influence, that is the key to be successful in this area. At Tietoevry, we have been working with customers' huge send-outs of invoices and other type of communication for a really long time. And we also realized that many of our customers have this good customer experience on their company's agenda. They are talking about it in all their leadership team meetings and so forth, because it gives a competitive edge. And it's not really enough with the flawless delivery to keep the customers loyal over time. So this is more and more important. And the question for us has been, so how can we assist with this? And we have developed new services that could be at least one way of ensuring a better customer experience, because it's about all the touch points that needs to be valuable for the end customer. And most of us as consumers would like to do several errands at one time. If we go back to the invoice again, that is often the only contact you have with your supplier, and you get it once a month. And how can we then make that touch point more significant? Well, there are several possibilities. You could, of course, enable your customers to choose payment method. As we saw in the survey that Jing did, there are a lot of us that are working with the payment methods and checkout solutions. But can they also get additional information about previous payments, for example, or a possibility to reach customer service in a good way and have relevant information that are based on what we know about their customer? They might do a lot of other things while we still have the customer's attention. So the main thing about this is to meet or surpass the customer's expectations, which sounds easy, but it's hard work. And why is it so important then? Is it really worth? That is a question we get frequently. Is it really worth spending time and money on this topic? Will it really give the return on investment? Well, we are humans, and as humans, we tend to focus more on the negative, which means that we spread bad customer experience to much more people than we spread a good customer experience to. And that, goes further on as we talk to that person talk to their peers and so forth. It's actually you spread bad customer experience to 16 people while you spread a good one to 9. So it's a huge difference. And it's also more likely that you will stay on as a customer if you're happy with your supplier. It's even so much as 3 times more likely that you will stay as a customer of that company. And a happy customer also have higher price tolerance. They are not looking actively to exchange their suppliers if they are happy with their current delivery. So when you are considering how to improve the customer experience, you need to really consider what kind of experience you as an organization want to deliver. What are the most important things that you could fix quick? Are there any, for example, obstacles that your customers would really want to get rid of? And can you use new technology to take those away? How, this is important, how can the experience be as intuitive as possible? Less clicks, ensure that the user is guided through the experience so they don't, if they don't understand, they will leave as soon as possible, because that is also how we work as humans. Well, if you do small step continuously, you can test it out with your customer. But if you change everything at once, it will get hard and you will not have the possibility to show results fast, because you would need to show those results both internally and externally. And therefore, it's very important to ask for the customer's feedback while you are doing these changes. So, interactivity, that gives that you will get feedback from the customers more regularly. This is a prerequisite to be able to do something great, because if you can't just throw technology on a problem, then it will fail. You need to ensure that you get the feedback while you are doing the change. Utilize relevant and up-to-date data means that you really need to take action of understanding your customers' needs by examining their behavioral pattern, their demographic data, combining the two, and do the data analytics. Improve the user experience continuously. That means that you need to ensure this user-friendly, easy journey that we talked about, the intuitive steps that the user really understands, and also consider all the different touch points, change a little bit at the time. Be relevant. The content needs to be relevant and meet the customer's expectation. That will increase the notice rate as well as ensuring that you have your customer's attention for a longer period of time. So, Pernilla, could our service Live Invoice help out achieving any of these steps, do you think?
Yes, I will think so. And I will go through Live Invoice with you. I mean, this is a big picture and it's the overview of how Live Invoice works. I wouldn't go through any details, but I will give you some little insight on our Kinder egg. And you can see here that is mobile in the middle, but Live Invoice an app-like product, a unique link, and our API can you add to your existing app and My Pages. It's including many tools, including market communication and payment options. You as a customer can influence many of these parts. And you can see the blue button in the middle of the mobile here in the middle is easy and quick payments for the customer. So the customer can choose different payment options. They can also have different kind of icons here. So you can have like to decide invoice, statistic, payments options. And my experience from the banking is that it needs to be very, very simple. So less click is more. There are many opportunities to add value. And I'm as a salesperson, I always think, what can I give my customer more when I have the attention? And I would say upsells here could be an example, sell an invoice, have agreement, limit increase, and reminders to the customer. And since you can sign directly to the app with the bank ID, it's so easy to do these kind of things. And we also have a chat function, so you can have communication and a support to the customer directly. And I will go through some of the payments experience. This is a way the consumers are paying and has changed and changing all the time now. The traditional way is paying invoices by using Plusgiro, Bankgiro in Sweden, and you have Avtalsgiro and e-faktura in Norway. And it's still valid way of paying. A majority of the invoices are paid this way. But also a new way of paying introduced, I would say with Swish, Vips, and mobile pay are getting more and more popular to have to pay the invoices. And this is a payment in real time. Card payments is also one of the options, is also being used for recurring the payments and for paying subscriptions, for example, Netflix, Spotify. And then we have account-to-account solution. Is offer customer to directly from the bank account paying the transfer the money to each other. It's services like Trustly and Think, and you can instant account-to-account payments. This goes under name Open Banking. And then we have P27. It's a Nordic initiative will replace the old system, and it will come in a couple of years. It will be a new account structure. There you can see the account-to-account payments are coming to the market, will offer payments in real time. So it's happened a lot on the payment experience. And here we can see the flow. I mean, how easy it is. It's going to be quite easy to see here. And one of our service is that you can help and become more customer focused and do a better UX to Live Invoice. This service will give you a possibility of sending out invoices or other type of messages in with HTML5 docs. to your customer, and you can access to the link. And your customer will get an app-like experience without having to download anything. So it's very, very easy and going very, very fast. And you can devise any of the devices you have to prefer. So if you have like, it doesn't matter if it's a mobile or isn't an, how do you say, the computer. So it doesn't matter. The service and the dialogue will at the same time giving the customer personalized messages, and which will become more relevant for the customer. And here you can see the beginning is unpaid and that's going to be paid. So it's easy to set up the service, and since they are digital, you can able to test it out and change based on the input from the customers. So what we say about this? Is it a value for the customer? Yes, it is, because you can have the attention and you can in the same time doing a lot of things. You can give them information, statistic, and also give them possibility to pay the bill. And for you, it's a great opportunity to maintain good relations with the customer and make them feel that they care and they are important for you. So Karin, do you think it's possible to have how to get it started?
Yes, it's very easy to get started with the service. Sorry. So basically, we would set up everything for you, and it would be flexible to change all the relevant content. And the only things that we need is the input file, of course. We would need address information to your recipients, the graphical profile of your companies, as well as logos and pictures, and that is it. Then we can set up the surveys in just a few weeks. And the process looks like on this slide. And what we would like you to get, since you are our webinar attendees, we would like to give you a consultation for free. So you could improve your customer experience and by taking advantage of our expertise in this area. You would get a mock-up based on your current invoice with all the improvement actions that we can contribute with. And our experts like UX designers, delivery consultants, and system experts will be helping out, providing you with the ideas of how this could be improved. So if this sounds interesting to get this design sketch for free, just sign up by contacting any of us via email and we will get this going. So we need to ramp this up, and this is the summary. So what we have talked about today is the user experience and why that is important. It's an integral part of the customer experience. And that is because if it's not good, the customers lose interest and leave if they don't understand how to navigate. And if you remember the McKinsey survey that Ying showed in the beginning, most companies are improving other things than the customer perceives are the most important ones. And we saw that also you here participating today voted the same way as the companies that participated in the McKinsey study. And we talked about customer experience will improve the better data you have at hand. So do the homework and figure out what the customers really want and need. We talked about also, will it be worth it, the time and money spent? And yes, it will. You will get the return on investment. That's for sure. And since there are a lot of communication towards each recipient, take advantage of the time when you have their full attention. That is a really good tip. Pernilla told you about the live invoice service, which could help of improving the customer experience, since you will be able to combine several messages at once, and you could be in a dialogue with your customers, so also retrieving the feedback, for example. Since this is digital, you can try it out for a specific product or geographical area, and then you can improve over time to do those small steps continuously. And the onboarding is quick, as we showed you in how to get started slide. So hands-on advice to improve customer experience quickly. Take small steps so you can show success internally and externally fast. ensure that you get this input from your customers regularly. This could also be done via live invoice, as we said, by adding a survey to the user. What do you think about this user experience? You can rate it 1 to 5, for example, and then you would get instant feedback from your customers. Start doing the data analytics and have relevant data at hand. And this business, to me, being relevant, ensure that your customers feel valued and heard. And last but not least, take us up on the offer, because we would be happy to try to help you out, and you could get full access to our expertise in order to ensure that we give hands-on ideas of how you could improve your invoice or other communication experience. So I will open up for questions, and let's see if we already have any questions in the chat. And yeah, we have one question here. Do you manage reminders to customers so they don't forget to pay in time? Pernilla, do we do that?
Yes, we do. I will have a short answer because it's not a lot of time, but yes, you can.
Yeah. What is the most common mistake companies do when trying to improve their customer experience, Ying? What would you say?
I would say if you remember the survey result I have showed in the previous slides from McKinsey, basically, I think we usually ended up looking into, okay, what we think about the customer wants to have, instead of listen to them, okay, what they really want to have. I would say that is one of the most common mistake, because we try to put our thoughts as the consumer's needs. And instead, I think the right way should do is always we continuously listen to the customer, what they want to have and what are their pain points, and look into how we can make our solution to help them to facilitate their daily needs, and also help them with their daily life, solve their pain points, I would say. Sure, we can show the previous slides.
No, we can't, because we are out of time. But we will send you the material.
We will send out the material later.
Yeah, we will send out the material, and we will also answer all the questions afterwards. So thank you very much for participating. And I know all of you are heading to new meetings, as we all do. But very nice to have you here. And thanks a lot for listening to us. Have a nice day, all of you. Bye-bye.